Sleep no be die. Shake no day. Shake no go come day. Until we reach Biya. Until we reach Biya. We shall never leave our journey halfway. Oh. Until we reach Biya. For November 2017, when Biya declared war for Ambazonia, our brothers and sisters them pick cutlass them. Our brothers and sisters them pin them guns for defend homeland. Them be talk say them go crash Amba in 2 weeks, but now 10 years now I'm counting. La Republic still nova fit crash Amba. Shame for La Republic. Shake no day. Small no be sick. Ambalanda we country. Sleep no be die. Ambalanda we country. All Amba them for ground zero. Una chop fire. Una tighty. Una remember how this thing be there for 2018 now. Defense. Una go see say them go the LF. Una give una information. Even give una chop, give una money. Now so we want them. Una di do a good job. We thank una for all the good work. Way una di do. Amba must be free. Sleep no be die. Shake no day. Small no be sick. Amba that now we country. Wata na wata. Wata na wata. Shake no day. Small no be sick. Amba that now we country. Sleep no be die. Amba that now we country. Asawana, wana, asabuam, buam, esimili. Where them there? Make we jam and carry and go. Sleep no be die. Shake no day. Shake no go come day. Ambalanda we country.
We made a promise, and we're living up to our promise we made to all of you yesterday. Thanks for joining us again today. It's a new day. Happy Country Sunday to all Ambazonians across the Ambazonian territory. There are competing forces. There are now 2 competing centers of power in Cameroon. You have a legitimate and elected government, and you have an illegitimate and a government that is insisting it won't transfer power, it won't hand over power, and it's insisting It is the government in charge, in place. You have the Chiroma center of power and you have the Biya center of power. So you have these two competing centers of power, and this is the political conflict and the political crisis in Cameroon. Mr. Biya and the CPDM party. Let's first start. Let me give you an overview, an overall picture of what's happening in Cameroon before we dive into how that connects to Ambazonia. At this moment, Mr. Biya and the CPDM party, by the way, you've all seen the video of Mr. Biya during his oath and swearing-in ceremony. You've all seen the video, how shameful that was and how shameful that is to the state of Cameroon. We've seen that video. That is the same person who was insisting to govern Cameroon. That is the same system that is insisting and persisting to govern Cameroon. What that system is trying to do at this specific moment is to create a perception of legitimacy within Cameroon and globally. And the central issue that confronts that system now is the Ambazonian question. The system is very desperate, and that system at this moment is being led by Ngongo, not even Diongute, and not even Atanganji. Ngongo is driving the agenda within the CPDM system. They are only using Mr. Biya. They are only using his name, his face, and his personality. The driving force within the CPDM system is Ngongo. That is the primary actor and the most consequential authority within that system at this moment. So their goal is, how do we create a perception of legitimacy? The world knows we are illegitimate. The world knows we lost the election. It's a stolen election. It's a stolen victory. The world knows this. So they have cooked all of these processes using the Constitutional Council, using ELECAM, and using the parliament to do these optics. It's all a show. It's all a show. So they have to play the game. Now they've put themselves in a position where, how do we prove that we are legitimate? How do we prove to the international system that we are in charge? So what do? There are two issues that are at play here. Number one, they have to do whatever it takes to counter Issa Chiroma, because that's another problem they have. Number two, how do they dial down the conflict in Ambazonia? Number one, how do we counter Issa Chiroma? And number two, how do we dial down the conflict in Ambazonia, which has become the cancer destroying the state of Cameroon today? So what we'll be discussing today will center around around CPDM confronting and countering Issa Chiroma, and how to dial down the conflict in Ambazonia. This is the core of our discussion today. Let's start with diplomatic optics. Issa Chiroma issued an ultimatum and as a challenge to the Biya's regime. Issa Chiroma also wants to assert his authority. So he's taking actions to assert his authority. So he issued an ultimatum to the Biya's government not to hand power back, not to do peaceful transfer of power. To do what? Release of Cameroonese. Release of Cameroonese citizens that were arrested, that have been detained. Protesters and rioters that were arrested and are under detention. So Chiroma is using the population to assert his authority by giving an ultimatum for their release. Secondly, Chiroma injected something that has threatened the state of Cameroon: the use of force. An armed resistance against the Cameroon state, against CPDM, against CPDM militants and administrators. This is now not the elephant in the room, the devil in the room. It is the biggest security issue that is right now threatening the Biya regime. And it is something they can't stop and they can't solve. That's that angle. So the regime is in a desperate and in a very panic mode. So how do they counter all of this? Last night, Ngongo sent out a message within his network, informing the network that he has dispatched a delegation to the United States to start the process of a negotiated settlement with the Ambazonian people, those in the diaspora. And he also sent a second message within his own network, informing the network that he has also dispatched another delegation to the central prison in Yaoundé and Kondengi to start the process of negotiation with Ambazonian prisoners of war and Ambazonian leaders. This information is out there. We don't have any official confirmation that that is true, but that is what is circulating on social media. So these are the optics. Why are they doing this? Why are they so desperate? They are sending out this information as a counter to Chiroma's ultimatum. They are trying to push out information that should overshadow the statement Chiroma had made. These are all the optics and overtures that this desperate regime is taking. You don't wake up in the middle of the night and you start a negotiation process. It's a very complicated process that involves a lot of background work. So you don't wake up in the middle of the night and you dispatch a delegation to Washington, D.C. without preliminary consultation, without consulting the government of the United States, without consulting the State Department, without consulting the administration. Secondly, you don't wake up and send delegates to the United States without consulting the consequential actors, the activists, and Ambazonian leaders. Okay? So that's why it's a PR work. Okay? So I know most of you, when you listen to some of these things or you read some of these things and you hear some of these things, you know, you get upset, you get frustrated, right? Your mood changes. This is not how it works. So just chill and calm down. This is all the politics. It's all part of playing the media game. If there is anything concrete, the Vice President of Ambazonia Governing Council will address the Ambazonian people. If there is anything concrete, if there is any movement whatsoever diplomatically, we will be first informed. Okay. The Ambazonia Governing Council will be briefed, will be informed, will be contacted. Okay. So if there is anything, if there is any movement whatsoever from Cameroon to reach out to the Ambazonian people, we will inform our people. So these are desperate times, a desperate regime in desperate time, looking for distractions. That's the first thing you need to understand. Second, the Ambazonian question is what propelled Issa Chiroma to become the front opposition leader during the presidential election campaign. The way he articulated the issue, the truth he told the people of Cameroon and the Biya regime, that Cameroon's presence in Ambazonia and the way Cameroon has conducted itself in Ambazonia is an issue of occupation. He challenged their narratives and has put the Biya regime in a very complicated situation, because all along they have denied and continuously insist of this notion that Cameroon is one and indivisible. And Chiroma said, no. That's not how this relationship was created. We came together with the Ambazonian people to form a union. And the agreement was not an agreement of occupation, was not an agreement of assimilation, was not an agreement of conquering them, was not an agreement of massacres, was not an agreement of genocide, was not an agreement of taking them over. It was an agreement to form a union of two states. So now they want to fight back. How do they fight back? It's very difficult. You can't retract what is out there. The statement Chiroma has said and what has pushed Chiroma to become popular, well embraced by the Cameroonese people as a peace-seeking president. The CPDM's fascist regime is a war entrenching system. Chiroma projected himself as an alternative, a peace-seeking system. Biya is a war entrenching system. So the people, they want peace, they want stability, they want economic development, and that's what Chiroma offered the people of Cameroon. Chiroma offered the international system to be a president that is willing to work to resolve the Ambazonia question, the Ambazonia conflict, to bring the conflict to an end through a negotiated settlement. He told the Cameroonese people this. He told the international community. And the international community was very optimistic because they want the conflict to come to an end. That's why the CPDM regime, Ngongo, and those that are within the system, that's why they are now using the Ambazonia issue as their top agenda and priority in order to beat the international system, to see them at this moment as people that have an interest to resolve that conflict. Do they have an interest to resolve the conflict? No. Why? Biya's war in Ambazonia is the biggest political scam in Cameroon's history. The war Mr. Biya declared on the Ambazonian people is the biggest financial scam in Cameroon's history. They used the pretext of war in order to embezzle billions and 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 billions from the Cameroon people, from the state treasury. Once you use the pretext of war, there is no accountability in spending because it becomes an issue of national security. 2. What Biya is trying to do using the war in Ambazonia, which is a scam, what he's trying to do now is, over the last 9 years, I have lied to the international community that there is a war I'm fighting. That war has no political objectives. What are the political objectives for Mr. Biya's war? Do you know? What are the political objectives? What are the objectives of the war? What are they? Tell us in the comment section. What are the objectives for declaring war on the Ambazonia people? What are the objectives? We want to hear from you. Do you know? It was a political issue. It is still a political issue. So why did they resorted to war, to violence, to an armed conflict? Let me ask all of you the same question. Cameroon is going through that same political crisis as was in 2016 in Ambazonia. There were protests and riots. There were political demands for reform. Has Mr. Biya declared war on the people of Cameroon and Chiroma's party? Have they declared war on the FSCN? Has Mr. Biya declared war on the Cameroonian people who were on the streets? Have they? They have killed 48, but they have not declared war on their own people. And they have not declared war on Chiroma's party. You see the difference? So why is it that the political crisis in Ambazonia, instead of engaging, resolving the conflict, they declared war on the Ambazonian people? And now they are facing the same crisis in Cameroon, and they have not declared war on their own people. Why? Because Ambazonia is seen as an occupied territory. And the people in Ambazonia aren't humans. They are their subjects that are good for waste. And so the tyrant needs to prove how powerful he is, and need to demonstrate to please the Cameroonese people how powerful their bees are and the kind of weapon system they have. So it's an adventure that has become catastrophic, that has become a humiliating defeat. The promised 2 weeks is now 9 years. So where do we go from here? What do we do when we've rigged an election and we're looking for ways to do face saving? Here comes the new politics. Let us surrender the war. I don't want to be part of the war. I don't want to be seen as a failure. So for me not to be seen as failure, let me surrender the war to the chiefs. Before we get there, let's watch and listen to what Mr. Biya said 3 days ago during his swearing in and oath-taking ceremony in Yaoundé about the conflict in Ambazonia, how he has defined the conflict, and how he has relegated and delegated authority of that conflict to the chiefs and the funds. Let's watch and listen. Very interesting.
Camerounais, mes chers compatriotes, ainsi que vous le savez, notre pays est confronté depuis des années à un certain nombre de défis sécuritaires. Dans les régions du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest, mais aussi de l'extrême nord, des groupes terroristes, dont certains viennent de pays voisins, ont longtemps semé la mort et la destruction.
So, over the last 9 years, Mr. Biya and the CPDM regime, they have constructed a narrative that they are fighting terrorism in Ambazonia. And that narrative, the population is not buying it. Their own people in Cameroon are not buying it. The international community is not buying it. It started as a political crisis. It is a political crisis that have morphed into an armed conflict between the Ambazonian people and the state of Cameroon. So there is no terrorism. That's number one. Let's move on.
À l'action efficace de nos forces de défense et de sécurité, dont je voudrais une fois de plus saluer le professionnalisme, de même qu'à l'engagement courageux de nos vaillantes populations, la situation générale s'est nettement améliorée.
All right. Number two, Mr. Biya, obviously, as the Commander-in-Chief of Cameroon Military and Security Forces, he said thank the military and security forces for their professionalism. Okay? Professionalism for carrying out the genocide, professionalism for carrying out more than 200 massacres, professionalism for burning down 2,000 villages, professionalism for displacing 850,000 Ambazonians, professionalism for causing 450,000 Ambazonians to become refugees, professionalism for raping, professionalism for introducing kidnapping for ransom in Ambazonia, professionalism for extrajudicial killings, professionalism for mass arrest, mass incarceration, mass extortion. That is the professionalism, all right? But obviously, as the Commander-in-Chief of these forces, okay, he has the right to project that. But that's the reality. His people know, the Ambazonian people know, and the international community understand. So, let's move on.
Les efforts de reconstruction menés par le gouvernement avec le soutien de nos partenaires internationaux consolident peu à peu un retour progressif à la normale. Ces efforts vont se...
There is something else. Mr. Biya has said it that is very important for everyone to understand. Reconstruction in conflicts are done after negotiated settlement. And rehabilitation of actors, okay, the non-state actors, fighters, the rehabilitation is usually done after a negotiated settlement. In Cameroon, within a year of the conflict, they introduced the Disarmament Commission. Within a year into the conflict, okay? So 9 years later, Mr. Biya is now stating that he's reconstructing Ambazonia. So they borrow money and they use the United Nations Development Program. When they build a stretch of road, they will call it reconstruction of Ambazonia. When they build an institution and they call it the regional parliament, they call it reconstruction of Ambazonia. When they build a colonial institution and call it the regional house of chiefs, they call that reconstruction of Ambazonia. Were the roads in Ambazonia involved in the war? Is building a stadium, was it part of the conflict? A stadium that never existed. You built a stadium and you said you're reconstructing Ambazonia. So this is the propaganda which they call reconstruction. And that's why he's publicly saying there is gradual return of normalcy. This is the optics. These are all PR statements. They have no basis with reality. Thank you.
Poursuivre inlassablement. Et j'invite à cet égard les chefs traditionnels, les élites et les forces vives des régions affectées à s'engager plus avant dans la sensibilisation des membres des groupes armés afin qu'ils saisissent la main tendue du gouvernement et déposent les armes. Ce dialogue communautaire pourrait être mené en collaboration avec les autorités administratives et favoriser le retour de ces jeunes en déshérence vers leurs communautés respectives après leur nécessaire passage au sein du programme DDR. Je voudrais une fois de plus.
So, here is where Mr. Biya is surrendering his war efforts to the chiefs. Biya officially, during his inaugural ceremony, surrendered and delegated all responsibilities of the war to the chiefs. Biya has taken his hands off his war. I'm no longer part of it. You people should handle it. It's now your responsibility. It's now your problem. It's no longer my problem. It's no longer my war. It's now your war. The war now belongs to the chiefs. The war now belongs to Okala Bilai and Lele Lafrique. The war now belongs to the DOs and the SDOs. It's no longer Biya's war. It's now Lele Lafrique's war. It's now Okala Bilai's war. It's now the SDO's war. It's now the DO's wars. The war now belongs to the chiefs and the colonial parliamentarians, senators, and elites. It's now your responsibility. Negotiation must now be localized. So you, the chiefs of Ambazonia, it's now your responsibility to educate your community about the importance of ending this war. And for all Ambazonian fighters to drop their weapons and move to DDR center. Okay. This is somebody who was in a ceremonial hall and didn't even know where he was. Didn't know the purpose for which he was there. And somebody has to pull his ear to tell him to go take the oath and tell him what to do. Is it Mr. Biya speaking? Or he's just reading a speech as a robot? So what are the political objectives again for the war? What were the political objectives then? And what are the political objectives now? Help us to understand. In the speech, what were the stated political objectives in delegating the responsibility of the war to the chiefs? What are the stated political objectives? DDR? Fellow Ambazonians, waiting una the see am now, and waiting una the year for una own ears from Mr. Biya. Now a shift. After they don't fail with the propaganda of the war, after they don't thief billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions, they don't reach now for a time where shame they do them. They don't can't thief election. They don't impose themselves. Biya don't become an impostor president. Wait till they try for do them now. Now for reward. Now for pay people them. Now for give money. Now for give authority. Now for give power. Now for give pride. For all the people them, where they help Mr. Biya for the Ambazonia territory, where they call and say Northwest and Southwest. All the chiefs, all the elites, the members of parliament, the members of Senate, the colonial members of parliament and members of Senate, all the councillors, all the colonial administrators, all the mayors, all the government delegates, all of this network cartel of the CPDM party, where they participate for create fake information, for fill in information where it not ever exist, for take information where 98% of the Ambazonian people then they boycott the election. For example, for the state of Momo, the Cameroon government, according to its own record, talks in at 26,000 people then they vote for Paul Biya. Momo they under total lockdown. So all the elites them for Momo, all these chiefs and funds for Momo, now then they go shidon. They go chook all that information for those election votes, and then they chook vote them inside those boxes. So waiting Mr. Biya did try for do them for year. Now for give these people them power for helping Mr. Biya for rig the election. Now they think this the way it go on now. So when Biya don't surrender this war from ESSF to the chiefs, the war will now be the lead the war. Now the war will now the chief they go for lead the war effort. Now the funds they go for be in charge of the war. What did they do them for here? Now for talk say, I thank una plenty for help me for rig the election. I thank una plenty for help me for thief the election. And I thank una plenty say una don't stand for my back. Even what I do and be wrong. But as long as una don't stand for my back and una don't help the CPDM party make it thief the presidency back, we want come for can give una more power, we want can give una more money. So what una the see am for here now a bribery network where the one can create them. for take a lot of money for can spray them, spread them, give them for all the chiefs of Ambazonia villages. So they move now for a place where the Ambazonian funds and Ambazonian chiefs, Mr. Biya don't give them the war. This one now, it put the Ambazonian funds and Ambazonian chiefs for a very dangerous place. And that's why I want to make we really get this conversation for the way no person no need for misunderstanding. Because not only for here, we fit break these things in for the way everybody go understand them. Ambazonian chiefs and funds, Mr. Biya don't surrender a war for una. What did this one mean? It mean now say Ambazonian chiefs and funds, they be directly implicated for this war. And it be important, say we provide this education for our people then. Make them understand. Make no mistake. Every chief and every fund for Ambazonia, it now be a part of the Biya of Mr. Biya in war. You now be a combatant of the war. You now be a commander for lead Mr. Biya in war. CPDM senators, CPDM parliamentarians, and the elites, then now Mr. Biya don't push them for in front the war as direct actors. People then way they be directly involved for the war. Now they fight the war, and now they feel resolve the war. So their goal now, Mr. Biya don't give them instructions. Make them bring the war to an end. How? Bribery. How? Corruption. And I want to make Ambazonia the staff to know this, because we start this conversation by telling our people then, say Biya in number one goal, the CPDM their number one goal, after they don't thief election, now for try for clean their face, now for try for clean their name. So they will do things for sure say they get legitimacy, they get authority, and they get control. And are the things in this where they don't start for doing. Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, the Commander-in-Chief of Ambazonian Forces and the leader of Ambazonia Liberation, for 2024, he be make some statements and he signed some executive orders. We want to make the people them for studio, they put those information for the screen, make all man see them. Now in that, Dr. Cho talks say, for the chiefs and funds, where they continue for use their policies for enable Cameroon, it crimes them from Ambazonia, they will be specifically targeted. Now, wait till be the talk. Now in this, it happen for our front, where the chiefs and the funds, chiefs policies and fund policies, they don't be at the center for Mr. Biya in war. They don't be at the place the way now for them now that they use the chiefs and the fund policies for conduct Mr. Biya in war. So Ambazonian chiefs and funds, what papa them, what big papa them. When Mr. Biya launched this war for the Ambazonian people then, una not be involved. Around 2021, Atangan Jipor, the Cameroon Minister of Territorial Administration, he don't take all Wuna as chiefs and funds, and he integrate Wuna directly into the Ministry of Territorial Administration. And Wuna don't become auxiliary, Wuna don't become second hand. The chiefs and the fund Wuna don't become the second hand for the government. The government now they use Wuna Una not be chiefs and fonts anymore. Where una be only dede na for protect the customs, the traditions, for be the people the way that they protect what custom, what tradition, and what people them. Una don't become government workers. They don't put una directly under the Ministry of Territorial Administration. And they don't put una under government, Cameroon government salary. For most of una, they fund them and they chiefs them. Now, Tanga Jipor don't send una money for build una palaces. Now when they don't take this war, they put them for una hand. Una get a choice. Now war. So if they make una, the people the way Mr. Biya don't give una the authority for the war, make una know now say they say, una self if una accept Mr. Biya irresponsibility and the authority, say make una take the war. Now una now be in charge for fight the Amber boys, for bribe them, for corrupt them, for fool them, for buy them. May they join DDR and may they can't keep their gun for una front. For talk say they say they don't surrender. Make una know say if una accept this responsibility, now una self una go take una own lives, una put them for danger. Mr. Biya don't put all una for danger. If una no know. We know say the money, the longer money go over sweet una. We know say the power it go over sweet una. The more una know say this now war this, all these things that they can't risk. Mr. Biya na shame don't make it don't move in for the war. Then no one come negotiate with all the Ambazonian people them. Forget a negotiation where it go solve the problem once and for all. They don't can take the problem. They make them into a community problem. The Ambazonia War of Liberation is not a community issue. It's not a chief issue. Not been an issue of the chief. Not been a problem. But if you want to make a problem, you go create problem for yourself. And since na war, would you give una education for you? If una like, una listen. If una not like, una take them. Una not like, una throw them. If una accept Mr. Biya he offer for take over the responsibility for the war, una go come in direct fight with Ambazonia forces. Now war this. We una not take them lightly. Because una become direct representatives of Mr. Biya war. And now the new Cameroon commander-in-chiefs. So if Mr. Biya, the tell una say, the conflict don't become localized, the Ambazonia issue is not a local issue. The Ambazonia issue is not a communal community issue. And anybody we want to take the Ambazonian issue from an issue where it affect all Ambazonians and the territory, and you make them a country issue for your village, you are making a mistake. You did make a mistake. A national issue, a sovereignty issue, a territorial issue, the issue of the state of Ambazonia, not being a village issue. And if you want to make them your village issue, it will carry you go. It be up to una. For can't tell Mr. Biya, for tell the CPDM party, una call for an all-inclusive dialogue with the Ambazonian people between the state of Cameroon and Ambazonia. For 1961, when they bring the two sides together, it not be been a village issue. It will not be been a community issue. It not be been an issue of a chief. It not be been an issue of a fund. It be been a sovereignty issue, a territorial issue. It be been an issue of the people of Ambazonia. So today, nobody go minimize that issue by making it a village issue, a community issue, so that they will take hundreds of millions and they will take billions for gifuna, for corrupt our people them. Because for gain legitimacy through the eyes of the international community, them they get for empower and reward all the networks of their fraudster and their thief people them, where they help them to rig the election. They get for pump a lot of money for get activities going and for try for show the world, say we don't do something for resolve that same crisis where Issa Chiroma talk say Iwan can get a negotiated settlement. And for we for fight the momentum of Issa Chiroma, make we go through the angle of chiefs and funds and CPDM elites. We don't try them for 9 years. It never work. The bribery never work. The corruption never work. The buying of Ambazonian activists, it never work. The bribery of Ambazonian leaders never work. The framing and the blackmail of Ambazonian leaders, it never work. So we wanna be very careful, chiefs and funds. We wanna be very, very careful if we love our families and we love ourselves. Because you not find one morning you be a chief because Mr. Biya can manipulate you, for put you for crossfire between you and the forces. The forces, they don't respect their chiefs and their funds. They never target anybody. If you put yourself on the line, you accept Mr. Biya's responsibility. You could be directly as the commander-in-chief don't talk. Once you accept this responsibility, you don't put yourself in danger. I want to ask all families where we get chiefs and funds as family members. When I go hold their ear, when I drag them, we talk this thing out of respect for our traditional institutions and out of love for all the families where they get chiefs and funds. Then are also a very serious issue. They are also a very sensitive issue. Make una not live on. Mr. Biya destroy our communities. Make una not live on. Because inside our communities, you get Ambazonian fighters where they stand for the state, for the sovereignty, for the freedom and independence of the Ambazonian people. Then. And now you get chiefs where Mr. Biya don't make them as commanders of the war. We no one make Biya, he can't twist chief their head and put them in confrontation with their own forces. The forces, they don't respect una. So it be up to una. For una first, make sure say una not become people that where Mr. Biya use them. Una write a letter openly, talk to Mr. Biya, look, listen. With all due respect, Mr. President, we not get the kind of power to do this kind of work. This thing pass for power. It not be for our level, it not be for our power. Now a national issue between the Ambazonian state and the state of Cameroon. And it must be resolved that way. When I be start for Canada talk, we think say when I go back for Canada talk. When I know I go back for Canada talk, we now initiate another process for bring the international community inside, make it resolve this conflict. We know day we day. Do you want advice? Now education. Any person where you think say they say what they talk where it not make sense, and you think say the longer money and the power now it makes sense, you will come back for we when you don't join a camera. So 2 things we all we need for take them home today, because we no one over go too much for this talk. I will no one repeat ourselves plenty. Mr. Biya don't thief election. He defined 2 things. For gain legitimacy, for try for make the world may see say they say this power way don't thief I'm okay. He go try for do something we fine. So that made the international community work with it. And the first thing they want to try for do. So all these things, all this they kind of connecting they try for do. Now for make the international community start for maybe trust them a little bit. And for make the international community maybe give them a chance. Maybe you go see them. Say okay, we'll give them small time. We'll see what they do. I think that's what they try for do. Number 2, the biggest problem where Mr. Paul Biya get them now, that the problem of Issa Chiroma in election with the Tifam. That problem, it just start. Chiroma don't give them 48 hours. Chiroma don't give them ultimatum. Chiro? Front did not be give them ultimatum. Camp to not be give them ultimatum. Chiro don't come out. He tell them say, all that young people them, the men, the young man picking them, the young woman them, we wanna catch them. When they be there for road, they talk say na Chiroma don't win, Chiroma don't win, Chiroma don't win, Chiroma na president, Chiroma na president. All that people them, my supporters, we wanna catch them. I give una 2 days. If within 2 days, una not move all that people them, and Chiroma not say una move them, it talk say if una not liberate them, then we no go get no choice. The people no go get no other choice than for them for use the use of force for defend themselves and for liberate their brothers and sisters when una don't catch them, go lock them for una prison. This one, now the biggest problem where Cameroon, Paul Biya don't ever face them for the last 43 years as president. And even 7 years when he be prime minister before he become president. That the biggest challenge this where Paul Biya face them. Any they face some person where he thinks that because I win election, I no need for talk some kind way. It's actually a lie. You be gangster, me try go become gangster. You be Gary boy, me try go become Gary boy. You want me to do drag for inside gutter? I go do that drag with you, Paul Biya. And if you don't want them, I go mobilize the entire population. And all man go carry gun. You and your CPDA members will not plenty compared to the population. You Pobia and your CPDM members will are not plenty compared to the population of Cameroon. So if in that direction you want to go, we go invoke the people their right for self-defense. Because we must protect us, the people, they must protect themselves from you. And they must liberate themselves from the CPDM party. Any man we need we no one hear common sense talk. Make we talk for the way we talk for the way all man must hear. The war way it come for Cameroon. Paul Biya must leave power. They must run they go run. Mayor, they go run. Because when these young people then, even if not only 3 or 4 or 5, they get gone. Mayor not get no choice. Gendarme they no go plenty for protect every mayor, every member of parliament. Mayor they stay in inside quarter. Member of parliament they stay in inside quarter. They know every place where everybody they stay. Even commissioner of police, you stay in inside quarter. Even if you stay for big people their quarter, you still there inside quarter. Not be so. Commandant for gendarme, even if you stay for big people their quarter, you stay inside quarter. Eh? Magistrate, you stay inside quarter. Not be so. Madam Parliamentarian, Mr. Parliamentarian, you stay inside quarter. Not be so. So, quarter, now they get power. Now the people then get power. So, waiting when they see I'm here, when they see a whole shift for the political dynamics for Cameroon, where it go swallow Cameroon if they no one resolve their political issue. For talk say, okay, Mr. Chiroma, when I come, make Ushidon, waiting with disagreement. It go reach to a level where even the talk, they know if he talk. Because everybody go the run. Parliamentarians they will run, mayors they will run, police themselves they will run. 48 hours, you know plenty. It go reach more time. 24 don't pass now. 24 hours don't pass. So now we run around within that kind 20 hours now remain. Not be so. So now about 20 hours remain. Tomorrow by this kind of time, we go see them. We don't also get some information say they don't start move people then. That's what we don't hear. Some people don't send me some information. Say spokesman, they don't start for that Chiroma ultimatum we give them. Now people don't start for shake. They don't start for move people them more. Then I say, okay, no problem. We go put them for outside, but we go wait until when we start to see plenty video. One video for me not correct. When you send me one video, say now people in this way they don't move them. People they be happy, they don't move them. I say one video not correct. I need for see 2 video. I need for see 3 video. Me when you tell me some one thing, I need for see more evidence before I be convinced. I need to just be convinced when you just tell me one thing and you send me one video. Say 20 people don't release 20 people. 20 people out of 5,000, you not be enough. So that one video people don't send it for me. That one not correct. I want to see more video. When I send with more videos, when we see more videos and more evidence, but as of now, the Chiroma is ultimatum. Ultimatum. That Chiroma is ultimatum. Now it is like now an atomic bomb where they don't drop them for Paul Biya the government. So the regime right now is there for a place where not be only chugu there for their neck or chugu there for their food, but atomic bomb it come. when you unleash that kind of power, we don't also see some video then from the ground north, where we see movement of materials. And according to the date, it shows it being on October 8th, way even before the ultimatum, because the ultimatum began on October 9. Right? So we don't see movement of materials within the Grand North. A lot of guns within the Grand North for truck them. We will see them, they pass, they enter for night, and they show them for the video, they show plenty gun them. And the person where they talk, say now for now with this, we don't enter for Northern Cameroon, now with this, things we get ready. So we will come put all those things in front of all man. For finish what we talk for here, the Ambazonia Governing Council, you get one position. Ambazonia will get now one negotiation. Not be conning negotiations. You know, we'll go talk for the ADF, you go talk for the ARF, you know, we'll go talk for the forces from Manu, and then you can't talk with the forces from Meme, you can't talk. No. Now, one negotiation will take place where it will involve all Ambazonian fighters. It will involve all the movements. It will involve what prisoners. It will involve what refugees. It will involve all Ambazonian activists. And then now all we go can shit on together. We get a meeting. We agree before we go for that. We choose the people that will go represent all we. Now the framework that way, the egg of sea, it created for the Ambazonian people. One Ambazonian negotiation, one all-inclusive Ambazonian negotiation where it will involve all Ambazonians from all Ambazonian communities. Now a collective struggle when all our people them, they don't pay the price and they don't fight. Now all our people they pay a price. Now all our people they fight. Now all our people don't suffer. Now all our people don't sacrifice. Localization of negotiation. Now a thief process. Now a scam. The one for Ukraine, they not localize them. The one for Gaza, they not localize them. The one for Lebanon, they not localize them. There are standard things they do where they do for the international system, where they get a structure and they follow a certain process. No man not there for thief and scamming of a war, because the one can reward and for can spray money for their combi them. You need to work that way. You need to resolve a conflict that way. It never happen. So if they want to invent something new as part of the corruption process, we'll tell them say they never start. Chiroma dey with them. The fight between Mr. Biya and Issa Chiroma, the political conflict for Cameroon, we don't cause an economic conflict for Cameroon, we dey chop Cameroon today. It just the start. So for all Ambazonians who are there for Cameroon, we beg una protect una find all ways for stay safe. If you know say Cameroon they overhot, come you back for Ambazonia. I get like 2-3 people them last night. They don't write me say, look, you they too hot. I beg ma just go me back for Kumba. Ma move my team them, go me back on Manfe. Ma move my team them, go me back for Bamenda. About 2 or 3 people they don't write me. Say they move, they depart, go them back. Because they say Cameroon don't become more and more dangerous. Make I conclude by telling all our people this. A political fight between Chiroma and Paul Biya it be for the best interest of Ambazonia. A political crisis in Cameroon between Biya and Paul Biya, the infighting for Cameroon, the instability for Cameroon, it be for the greatest interest of Ambazonia. And I began a good conversation yesterday with one of Wapa, with a really good advisor, a good mentor, person who give really good advice. And we'll get a really good conversation around this subject. And we'll get exchanges of views. And so, why? Because in the weakened Cameroon, the fight, one, it don't make Cameroon move all, not be all, Cameroon don't move about 25% of their forces, according to Office of the Vice President of the Ambazonia Governing Council, and this information the Vice President Bitelna. The Cameroon government, it don't move 25% of their occupation forces during this their Wahala period, deploying back for Cameroon. It don't move their military, some of their police, most of their them for critical places for Ambazonia. So that's why over the last 2 months, if you don't notice them, Cameroon occupation forces, they never commit a massacre for Ambazonia. They never burn even one house for Ambazonia. Since this their infighting really start, they never commit a massacre for Ambazonia. They never burn a community for Ambazonia. They never burn a house for Ambazonia. And they don't kill very few civilians. So when I say the infighting for Cameroon, instability, chaos, infighting for Cameroon, now the great advantage for the Ambazonian people then. So when someone like me, I spend a lot of my time for the talk about the fighting between Chiroma and Paul Biya, and for talk about how it affect Cameroon, now because we the continuously for sensitize, mobilize, educate the Cameroonese people then for stand up against the tyrant so that they go continue for fight themselves, they go continue for destroy themselves, they go continue for kill themselves, and it go force them for move more of their bees from Ambazonia and send them for Cameroon, for can't contain Cameroon, for can't contain the fire inside Cameroon. So make one understand the sense we would use them. Na sense for keep them busy inside Cameroon and then keep them weak. The more they fight inside Cameroon, the more they fight themselves, the more they kill themselves, the more they will move more of their security assets, move more of their military people then, move more of their equipment, move more of their intelligence agents then, for bring up for Cameroon, for can't do intelligence within Cameroon. So a smart fight. Now the one way you want make your enemy fight itself. When I hear, if you be a smart person, make your enemy fight itself, then you keep that enemy fighting and destroying itself. The weapons we're supposed to use that for can't fight you, it go use that for fight itself. The police we're supposed to use that for can't fight you, it go use that police for fight itself. The beat them we're supposed to use that for can't fight you, you make a man use that beat them for fight itself. When I hear, they call and say common sense, and we be people of common sense. So if we spend the greater part of our time for the talk about La République, now because we want keep La République busy and for continuously do social engineering for keep that fight active for Cameroon. Okay? Secondly, now an official position of the Ambazonia Governing Council for Ambazonia for support any resistance campaign, any resistance group, any opposition group we be strong enough for stand up to Paul Biya. Now, an official position of the AGOFC for support that group, that resistance group, that opposition movement, that opposition leader. Because Paul Biya now a threat to the survival of the Ambazonian people. The CPDM government, when a genocidal government, now a threat to the Ambazonian people. So if some person come out within Cameroon, where it stand up for topple that government, for fight that government, for bring that government down, then for we it be to our great interest for help that government for fight the occupier. Common sense. So I hope say for all my brothers, for all my friends then, we this one don't be a concern for Una, because according to Una, by me talking so much about Cameroon and less about Ambazonia, it means Ambazonia need to exist. No, Ambazonia is fine. The forces are doing fine. Now just 3 days ago, they take out 4 Ekelebe for inside Bamenda. So Ambazonia be okay. You want make Cameroon be chaotic. You want make Cameroon get instability. You want make Cameroon be destabilized. You want make Cameroon fight itself. You want make Cameroon destroy itself. You want make the occupier. It becomes the house of Satan. Satan chop Satan. Snake chop snake. Make them kill themselves. Make them fight themselves. That's what you want. So that by the time they want to do all of these things, Ambazonia don't start for push them out. The small one will remain, you start to push them out. The small one will remain, you start to push them out. The small one will remain, you start to push them out. By the time they want to finish fighting themselves, they don't be exhausted. They don't be tired. They don't tire war. They don't get the energy again. They don't be confused. By the time the one can think about Ambazonia, it already be too late. All right. I want to ask every member of this community, if you never subscribe, just take 2 seconds and subscribe. If you never like this platform, take 2 seconds and like the platform before we wrap up. Please. Show we some love, help we grow, help we reach 8,000 people then, so that by the time we finish this broadcast today, if you help we make we reach 8,000 people then. All right? So there are 257 people that watch right now for YouTube, for the spokesman page for YouTube. If you never subscribe, please just go subscribe, so that we could continue to grow the community and continue to do this work and continue to mobilize ourselves, and then continue to also give ourselves the confidence we need them, so that we know say for Ambazonia, as long as Ambazonia be concerned, there is no shaking. Shake no day for Ambazonia. The only place where the shake na La Republique. Not be so. Ambazonia is as stable and as strong. La Republique the shake. So, like and subscribe. Give we the support where we need them. Make we grow, so that we continue to reach more and more and more and more and more and more and more people. Live with that song.
Until we reach Biya. Until we reach Biya. We shall never leave our journey halfway. Until we reach Biya. For November 2017, when Biya declared war for Ambazonia, our brothers and sisters them pick cutlass them. Our brothers and sisters them pin them guns for defend homeland. Them be talk say them go crash Amba in 2 weeks, but not 10 years now I'm counting. The Republic still nova fit crash Amba. Shame, oh for La Republic, sleep no
Ambazonia we country. Ambazonia we country.
Chop fire, una tighty. Una remember how this thing be there for 2018 now. Make una know the country people them for asking money. Make una know the beat with people them. Make una go back for respect with people them. Make una make with people them una first line of defense. Una go see say them go the LF. Una give una information. Even give una job, give una money. Now so we want them. Una they do a good job. We thank una for all the good work. Way una they do. Amba must be free. Sleep, no be there. No dey. Small no be sick.
All right. So, when I sabi say during this election, everybody need for inside politics, people that they fight for their survival, that they fight for what will keep them alive. So politics, especially for people who don't, for this political system, we don't be around for a long time. Now a game of survival. People need to support Mr. Biya because they did do anything good for Cameroon. They're a destructive party. They did support them. The people that still support them. Now because it be now a source of living. Now a source where now afraid that they get their daily bread. Now afraid they take them forget money for build their house. Afraid they take them forget a name. So even when that system don't become so destructive, it be very difficult for these people then for commodity. So we understand all this one. For Mukete, the big man for Kumbade, the big pa don't die. A Pekin don't come back. They don't take a position for Papa the Guy, right? Make we hear wetin he be talk about this election with the Tifa. If the studio people they feel help we, so that make we understand the role with these funds and chiefs they play for help this CPDM party for thief election. Make we hear. Volume no dey.
The CDC workers who have received their salaries today, we're watching. If they don't cast their vote for President Paul Biya for the CPDM champion candidate, the candidate, not just for the CPDM, the candidate for the Cameroonian people, if they don't cast their vote, would accuse them that they are thieves. That is true. Yes.
Fight for your money. If una no cast, una vote. If una no vote, Paul Biya. If una, all the CPDM workers. Una remember, CPDM, after the state of Cameroon, now the second highest employer, now they give more people than work after the Cameroon government. Now in this, now part of the system and this. If we not vote Paul Biya, we not just vote. If we not vote Paul Biya, we go tell we say we not all the CPDM workers, we not be thief for them.
The CDC workers who have received their salaries today, we're watching. If they don't cast their vote for President Paul Biya for the CPDM champion candidate, the candidate, not just for the CPDM, the candidate for the Cameroonian people, if they don't cast their vote, would accuse them that they are thieves. That is true. Yes.
All right. we bring this thing for now, more to understand how desperate these people today for make sure say they not lost the system. But now we're gone that they can't enter inside. No be now be a team for vote gonna. Chief Mukete. Now not been a team for discuss election rigging and transfer of power. Chiroma do already tell una he don't pass the stage for discuss elections. What see una now need for know na say Chiroma don't tell una. He don't pass the stage for discuss about election rigging and peaceful transfer of power. We don't already pass that stage. That's what they tell una. Chiroma don't tell una. He don't pass the stage for discuss election rigging or the peaceful transfer of power. The liberation of Cameroon now don't enter na the stage for the full use of force for take that power. Okay? Now for the full use of force for take that power. As long as una use force for take that power, Chiroma don't activate the use of force for take that power from una too. Una use the use of force for rig election, for thief the victory, and for install Paul Biya as an impostor president. Chiroma don't tell una, he too go use the use, he don't activate the use of force for liberate Cameroon from CPDM party and for take power by force using tata. So I don't know how una go survive this one. But as they talk, we just the wait. Amber is watching. Are we not watching? Amber is watching. Are we not watching? Amber just the watch. Make Cameroon fight itself. My Nigerian people, they say, make Cameroon fight itself. Cameroon, we not fight on ourselves. Chiroma versus Paul Biya, the population versus CPDM. Who go win? Amber just did JJ. Amber is Amber. We'll be God the chosen people then. Our discussion, this will be talking more get for today. We want to thank everybody who has joined us today. Thank you for your participation and for all of you that have provided intelligence, information, advice, suggestions, and recommendations. We are very grateful for your partnership. We are grateful for your friendship. We are grateful for the support, and we are grateful for you standing with the Ambazonian people during this journey, our road to a free homeland. For all the people and for ACN, we want to thank you plenty for continuously making time and giving we the space for be able to communicate for our people then. If any other development there, we would reach out to our people then through audio today. If any emergency come today, we come reach out to now through audio. For now, all money place there. If you never subscribe. If you never like the page before you go. All right? Shake in a day. Wanna get a great happy country Sunday.
Tous les préfets, sous-préfets, commandants de brigade qui sont au nord, si vous n'êtes pas avec le président élu, faites vos bagages. Parce que si vous ne le faites pas, vous allez rentrer dans les cercueils. Ça va prendre le temps. Il faudra marcher en permanence avec 10 militaires derrière vous. Mais à partir de la semaine prochaine, si vous ne sortez pas pour faire allégeance publiquement au président élu, vous n'êtes plus le bienvenu au nord. Vous n'avez rien à faire chez nous. Vous partez de vous-même ou alors vous allez rentrer dans des cercueils.
Je suis dans mon pays comme ça là. Voilà. On dit que voilà un président qui a gagné les élections. Il gagne les élections mais rien ne fonctionne. Voilà, c'est un pays où quelqu'un a gagné les élections. Mais la rue n'arrive pas à passer. Il a gagné les élections, hein. Voilà ça. Oh, Mamio. Non, voilà ça. Donc, il a gagné avec la majorité. Ça veut dire que les populations l'ont voté. Mais comme les populations l'ont voté là, rien ne circule. Rien ne circule. Je vous dis la vérité. Nous sommes comme ça là à Douala. Un pays où le président a gagné les élections avec la majorité des suffrages. Là, on a gâté. C'est trop grave. Hein? Moi, je suis responsable de ce que je viens de vous dire là, mais je ne suis pas responsable de ce que vous avez compris.
Ok, bonsoir chers frères camerounais, tous citoyens camerounais, camerounaises. Moi, c'est Ousmane Testé, comme vous le connaissez, un jeune du Grand Nord, je viens de Ngaoundéré. Je m'adresse directement à la présidence. Je suis avec mon frère Saro. Nous avons un problème, nous sommes des jeunes qui revendiquent la liberté du peuple. Nous revendiquons la liberté du peuple, et non pas seulement pour le peuple, mais pour nous également. Regardez-moi cette jeune, à mon jeune âge, je suis sur la moto, je fais la moto. Pensez-vous que je ne mérite pas d'être aussi là où les enfants des autres sont? Jamais. Nous sommes déjà fatigués de ce tribalisme. Nous sommes dans un pays de démocrates et nous voulons cette démocratie. Nous voulons que cela avance et libère nous notre pays. Tout le monde le sait, tout le public, tout le territorial, tout le monde sait que Issa Chiroma Bakari est notre futur président. Président Issa Chiroma Bakari, force à toi papa, nous sommes derrière toi. Peu importe ce qui va arriver, nous sommes là, nous marcherons de là où nous sommes présentement dans la ville de Douala. Moi j'ai déjà commencé la route à pied pour arriver à Yaoundé avant le 26. Et nous attendons, nous connaissons déjà ce qu'on attend. Nous on arrive à Yaoundé juste pour accueillir notre président. Nous ne voulons pas de problème avec vous. Chers pères, chères mères, chers parents, nous sommes là. Regardez comment vos enfants se retrouvent dans la rue. Et nous nous adressons également au ministre de l'administration territoriale, Monsieur Paul Atangandji. Sachez que le pays ne vous appartient pas seul. Le pays appartient au peuple. Et le peuple revendique ce qui lui revient les droits. S'il vous plaît, nous vous demandons cela poliment. S'il vous plaît, remettez-nous ce qui nous appartient. Jamade, Nane, Taike, like, partagez vidéo. Yotta hano kuma bebe nana mini wala mo mini di Issa Chiroma Bakari mini di tobe ida ko langal min yetti bebe nana be voldema e fondi ha garwa be tawiyo terdirabe abi do dari do kosema no ayni ne ami futur président ami Issa Chiroma Bakari, force à toi, force à la FSNC, victoire, 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 nous crions victoire.
Merci.
Bonsoir tout le monde.
Merci pour la précision. Ça s'est bien passé, l'élection de la deuxième?
Non, nous avons perdu. Nous avons perdu. Le candidat Issa Chiroma a remporté la deuxième, et au lieu de pleurer, au lieu de chercher, de faire une chasse aux sorcières, nous avons immédiatement reconnu cette défaite au niveau de la 2 et nous sommes mis au travail pour rebondir comme il se doit lors des prochaines échéances locales qui arrivent.
Alors, merci pour votre sincérité.
Politiquement, à Douala 2, c'était pas ça, parce qu'on avait eu une telle fessée. Nous avons reconnu qu'il a gagné et cette victoire nous a passé des messages dans le parti, ceux d'en face et ceux qui sont avec nous tous les jours et qui ont trahi. Mais nous avons fait place chez nous et DPC, on s'est pleuré et on sait surtout se remettre en forme.
Magie. Prêtez l'oreille, prêtez l'oreille.
Voici venu le moment tant attendu, le moment de votre serment. Monsieur le Président de la République élu, vous engagez-vous?
Comment? Mettez-vous debout, monsieur le Président. Maintenant? Oui, maintenant. Je dois me lever. Oui, monsieur le Président, mettez-vous debout. C'est ce qu'il a dit, parce qu'il va lire le serment, il est en train de lire.
Monsieur le Président de la République élu, vous engagez-vous?
Comment? Mettez-vous debout, monsieur le Président. Maintenant? Oui, maintenant. Je dois me lever. Oui, monsieur le Président, mettez-vous debout. C'est ce qu'il a dit, parce qu'il va lire le serment, il est en train de lire.
Chers frères et sœurs, là aussi, de les saluer, c'est du centre. Bonjour, bonjour, bonsoir. Paul Biya, pour la 8e fois qu'il prête serment en 43 ans. Il ne sait plus où il se trouve, où ça se passe comment. Mais ça, quelqu'un a déjà des trous de mémoire comme ça, c'est lui qui gère tout un pays qui ne fréquente même pas. Et qui...
Mais depuis la proclamation des résultats et la crise post-électorale qui s'en est suivie, Yaoundé n'est plus ravitaillé par les camions venant du septentrion et les prix flambent.
Le cas ne voyage pas. Vous allez faire comment? Dis-moi, vous allez faire comment pour que nous on mange? Parce que là où je suis sorti là, j'ai faim. J'ai faim. Je veux faire comment alors pour manger? Vous voulez que nous on meure seulement?
Oh, vous voulez la paix. Quelle paix? Quelle paix vous voulez? Ça fait combien d'années que Biya fait souffrir? Il extermine les gens dans des régions au Cameroun. Au sud là-bas, on chasse les Bamileke, on chasse les nordistes, on chasse les Bamoun. Quelle paix vous voulez? Quelle paix? Préparez-vous. Préparez-vous. Parce que bientôt, tous les camions qui partent du nord pour ravitailler les autres villes, ça va s'arrêter. Vous n'aurez plus la viande de bœuf, ni les oignons, ni le mil, ni le sorgho, ni... C'est-à-dire que tout ce qui vient du nord, là, il n'y aura plus de transporteur qui va quitter le nord pour le sud. Préparez-vous. Vous voulez quelle paix? Quelle paix? Un vieillard de plus de 95 ans qui dit qu'il va encore gouverner la jeunesse pendant 7 ans? Non, Gongo n'avait qu'à présenter sa candidature. Oui, il y aura zéro paix. Il y aura zéro paix. Moi-même, je ne veux plus la paix. Je ne veux plus la paix. Que ça se batte. On verse tout, on ramasse. C'est ça qui est ça. Depuis 2018, vous pourchassez les Bamileke partout. Vous développez le tribalisme anti-Bamileke. Aujourd'hui, en 2025, vous êtes en train de développer le tribalisme nordiste. Vous êtes en train de mener une bataille contre les nordistes. Vous allez à Nebel partout, vous arrêtez les nordistes, les Bamileke, tout ça. Maintenant, vous faites une liste pour dire seulement que c'est les nordistes? Non. Le vivre ensemble que les Bamileke ont toujours eu avec les nordistes. Là. Et d'ailleurs, avec d'autres personnes. Nous allons continuer ça. Vous mentez. Le tout sinon, soya sur vous. Soya à gogo. C'est ça qui est la vérité. Il y aura zéro paix. Zéro paix. Si vous voulez la paix que Biya dégage avec son système, c'est tout. Mais voilà une poignée de personnes qui ont pris le pays en otage depuis plus de 43 ans. Le Cameroun est devenu pour eux. Dès que tu fais un truc, viens ici. On t'attend ici, tu vas voir. Mince, on t'attend ici. Viens ici. Donc c'est votre pays. On ne peut pas critiquer. On ne peut pas critiquer. Donc on ne met plus les pieds au pays. Le pays là, un mof. C'est que ça sucre dans mon corps, vous ne pouvez pas comprendre. On entend te dire que wow, c'est Kamto. Wow, Kamto Bamileke. Un Bamileke ne sera jamais président au Cameroun. Un nordiste maintenant qui va être président. Vous allez faire comment? Regardez-moi les. Comme on dit au quartier.
Bonjour les enfants. C'est papa. Mon mur est un asile psychiatrique à ciel ouvert et ma salle d'attente est toujours bondée. Bienvenue à la clinique les enfants. Le peuple dans sa majorité exige que Issa Chiroma Bakari, non seulement il prête serment très rapidement aussi, parce que c'est ça qui doit se passer. Issa Chiroma Bakari peut prêter serment à n'importe quel endroit où il se trouve. Les chiffres qui lui donnent sa victoire claire et nette sont évidents. Il a gagné et c'est évident, c'est la victoire du peuple. Tu dois mener le peuple jusqu'au bout de son processus. Le peuple ne s'arrêtera pas en route. C'est le peuple qui a voté, c'est pas Issa Chiroma Bakari. Et le peuple a des exigences. En ce moment précis, le peuple exige de Issa Chiroma Bakari non seulement une prestation de serment dans les règles propres, mais la nomination de son gouvernement une bonne fois pour toutes. On divise le pays. On n'a plus le temps à perdre. Comme c'est comme ça, mieux on fait comme ça. Comme c'est comme ça, les enfants, mieux on fait comme ça. On ne peut plus, on n'a plus un seul pays. On ne peut plus avoir un pays où il n'y a que Paul Biya qui nous fait du sale. C'est bon, les anglophones ont pris un bout. Il n'y a pas de problème. On les encourage, on comprend aujourd'hui. On va les aider à sécuriser même le bout qu'ils ont pris. Mais je pense personnellement que maintenant que Issa Tchegouma Bakare lui-même, une fois qu'il a prêté serment et qu'il prête serment et qu'il nomme son gouvernement et tout, ok, et ben nous aussi ceux qui ont voté pour Issa Tchegouma Bakare vont aller chez Issa Tchegouma Bakare, président Issa Tchegouma Bakare, et le reste vous allez rester avec Paul Biya. Mais il est important qu'on divise ce pays. Ce Cameroun ne peut plus rester un et indivisible. Non. Il faut le diviser. C'est-à-dire que les gens qui vous disent que le Cameroun est un et indivisible, il faut arrêter avec ça tout de suite. Il faut le diviser. Il faut le diviser. Parce qu'une personne, si c'est une seule personne qui doit jouir du Cameroun pendant 43 ans, si c'est une seule famille, un seul groupe de personnes qui doit jouir du Cameroun, jouir de la vie au Cameroun, jouir des richesses du Cameroun, en oppressant les Camerounais, en piétinant les Camerounais, alors non, on ne peut plus rester dans le un et indivisible là. On ne peut plus rester dans le un et indivisible où c'est Paul Biya, Ngongo, Motaze, Grégoire Wona, Famendongo, Nyandi Fendi, Kecha Cortez, Cavaillé, depuis plus de 50 ans, oppresse les gens. Vous nous dites qu'on est un et indivisible? Non. Non, on n'est pas un et indivisible. Il faut qu'on se divise pour que chacun puisse avoir quelque chose. Et je comprends pourquoi les anglophones avaient décidé de diviser le pays. Parce qu'ils se sont rendus compte que pour qu'eux ils aient quelque chose, le un et indivisible ne rapporte pas aux Camerounais. Le un et indivisible rapporte à Chantal Biya. Le un et indivisible rapporte à Paul Biya. Le un et indivisible rapporte au général Meka. Le un et indivisible rapporte à Ngongo, à Famendongo, à Grégoire Wona, à ces gens-là. C'est à eux que le un est indivisible rapporte. Donc, c'est eux un. Et nous, on est leur sujet. Non, des enfants. Si vous n'aviez pas compris pourquoi les anglophones avaient divisé le pays, maintenant vous comprenez très bien pourquoi les anglophones avaient divisé le pays. Le un et indivisible ne fonctionne pas. Ça ne peut plus fonctionner. Ça ne peut plus continuer. C'est une insulte. C'est une insulte à la souffrance des Camerounais qui souffrent. Non, nous ne sommes pas un et indivisible. Il est temps qu'on se divise. Il est temps que ceux qui ont voté pour Paul Biya vont aller rester avec Paul Biya. Nous, ceux qui ont voté pour Issa Tchegouma Bakare vont aller rester avec Issa Tchegouma Bakare. Ceux qui disent qu'eux sont les anglophones, ils vont rester. Et il est important que Issa Tchegouma Bakare monte une armée pour qu'on se batte contre ces messieurs. Parce que dès cet instant, il est important que les loyalistes comprennent que maintenant, chacun va respecter sa part de territoire. Chacun va respecter sa part de territoire. Il est important que ce soit clair. Il est important que ce soit clair dans les esprits parce qu'on ne peut pas. On devrait avoir un pays où il y a une rotation, où tout le monde profite, où toutes les forces sont mises ensemble, où tous les peuples s'organisent. On devrait avoir ça. Mais non, on a un pays où une caste, un groupe de personnes prend en otage l'ensemble du pays. C'est un groupe de personnes qui ont pris en otage le pays tout entier. Le pays tout entier. Et ils vous font croire que vous êtes ensemble. Nous ne sommes pas ensemble. Nous sommes leur sujet. Nous sommes leur sujet. Le Cameroun qui est un et indivisible, c'est une insulte à notre souffrance. C'est une insulte à la misère des Camerounais et c'est quelque chose que nous devons arrêter le plus tôt possible. Parce que c'est comme ça. Paul Biya ne veut pas un pays stable. Paul Biya ne veut pas un pays stable. Il ne veut pas. Sauf si c'est lui qui maintient les populations stables au bâton. Sauf si c'est lui qui les stabilise avec le bâton. Si c'est lui qui les stabilise avec la force. Si c'est lui qui les stabilise avec les brimades, la corruption, le vol. C'est lui qui les stabilise avec la corruption, la brimade et le vol, les enfants. Et c'est pour ça que je pense aujourd'hui qu'il est temps qu'on prenne de grandes décisions, parce que nous ne pouvons pas continuer de vivre dans le même pays. Ce n'est pas le Cameroun pour tout le monde. Ce que nous avons là, ce n'est pas le Cameroun pour tout le monde. Non. Et nous ne pouvons pas continuer d'avoir un Cameroun qui n'appartient pas à tous les Camerounais. Si le Cameroun appartenait à tous les Camerounais, Niat ne pouvait plus être président du Sénat. Un monsieur incontinent, il est presque mort, il n'existe plus. Si le Cameroun appartenait à tous les Camerounais, ce serait un jeune qui serait au Sénat. Si le Cameroun appartenait à tous les Camerounais, Cavaillé ne pouvait plus être président de l'Assemblée nationale du Cameroun. Non, le peuple est pris en otage. Le peuple est totalement pris en otage. L'avenir est totalement confisqué. Et ce qui se passe aujourd'hui ne peut être stoppé que par la détermination du peuple. Que par la détermination du peuple. La détermination à aller le plus loin possible. Si vous comprenez aujourd'hui pourquoi c'est que les anglophones se sont levés, je n'avais jamais ressenti ça au plus profond de mon être comme aujourd'hui. Je n'avais jamais ressenti profondément pourquoi c'est que les anglophones se sont levés et ils ont décidé de diviser le pays. Nous ne pouvons pas vivre dans un même pays avec les biaïstes. Nous ne pouvons pas vivre, les Boulous ne veulent pas que quelqu'un d'autre vive au Cameroun. Et non, nous ne pouvons pas. Nous ne pouvons pas. Nous ne pouvons pas, les enfants. C'est démontré, c'est prouvé par A plus B, que nous ne pouvons pas vivre dans un même pays en égalité avec ces messieurs. Donc vous comprenez que les anglophones se sont arrêtés, ils ont dit non, c'est clair. Ils ne vont jamais nous permettre de vivre comme des hommes libres dans ce pays. Ils ne vont jamais nous permettre d'être des personnes indépendantes dans ce pays. Ils ne vont jamais nous permettre de connaître le bonheur parce que nous sommes des gens qui, eux, ils piétinent. Résultat des courses, il nous faut notre pays. Résultat des courses, il nous faut notre pays. Aussi simple que ça. Résultat des courses, il nous faut notre pays. Et dès l'instant qu'ils ont compris qu'il leur fallait leur pays, ils ont divisé le pays. Et je crois personnellement que ce Cameroun ne peut pas continuer comme ça. Il ne peut pas continuer. Je suis pour que chacun prenne un morceau. Que ceux qui ont voté Issa Chiroma Bakari partent avec le bout qui a voté pour Issa Chiroma Bakari. On va diviser comme on peut. Les minorités seront les minorités, ok? Peut-être que Issa Chiroma Bakari aura le Grand Nord. Peut-être au moins voter pour lui là-bas dans le Grand Nord et tout, hein? On va laisser le nord-ouest et le sud-ouest, ça va repartir, Ambazonia, République Land. Il n'y a rien de plus normal, c'est tout à fait logique, ils l'ont mérité et tout. L'ouest a voté pour Issa Chiroma Bakari, on va faire le Grand Nord et le Grand Ouest, on va découper comme ça et tout. Et puis on va laisser le centre-sud à Paul Biya. Parce que même l'Est a voté pour Issa Chiroma Bakari. Comme ça on va laisser le centre-sud à Paul Biya et ses Ekambeti. On va aussi lui laisser peut-être, même le littoral a voté pour Issa Chiroma Bakari. Chacun reste avec son bout de pays. Parce qu'à la lieu où on va, les enfants, il n'y a pas moyen de s'en sortir. Soit vous descendez aujourd'hui et on parle arrêter tous ensemble de manière commune, soit il va falloir diviser le pays. Soit il va falloir diviser le pays. Et je crois personnellement que nous sommes plus en train d'aller vers la division du pays que vers autre chose. Et que ça ne doit pas faire peur. Le Cameroun n'est pas un et indivisible. Le Cameroun doit être divisé. Écrivez ça. Le Cameroun n'est pas un et indivisible. Sous la gouvernance de Paul Biya, le Cameroun doit être divisé. C'était papa.
Merci.
Bonsoir à tout le monde.
Merci pour la précision. Ça s'est bien passé, l'élection de la 2e?
Non, nous avons perdu. Nous avons perdu. Le candidat Issa Chiroma a remporté dans la 2e. Et au lieu de pleurer, au lieu de chercher, de faire une chasse aux sorcières, nous avons immédiatement reconnu cette défaite au niveau de la 2 et nous sommes mis au travail pour rebondir comme il se doit lors des prochaines échéances locales qui arrivent.
Alors, merci pour votre sincérité.
Comment à la 2, c'était pas ça, parce qu'on avait eu une telle fessée, nous avons reconnu qu'il a gagné et cette victoire nous a passé des messages dans le parti. Ceux d'en face et ceux qui sont revenus tous les jours et qui ont trahi. Mais nous avons fait pas chez nous et DPC, on s'est pleuré et on sait surtout se mettre en forme.
Tous les préfets, sous-préfets, commandants de brigade qui sont au nord, si vous n'êtes pas avec le président élu, faites vos bagages. Parce que si vous ne le faites pas, vous allez rentrer dans les cercueils. Ça va prendre le temps. Il faudra marcher en permanence avec 10 militaires derrière vous. Mais à partir de la semaine prochaine, si vous ne sortez pas pour faire allégeance publiquement au président élu, vous n'êtes plus le bienvenu au Nord. Vous n'avez rien à faire chez nous. Vous partez de vous-même ou alors vous allez rentrer dans des cercueils.
To all my Anglophone people there in Cameroon, this message, the phone now, before I start, I want to say big sorry. Big sorry to you all. Because we Francophone people, we did not follow you during your struggle. Me, I'm an honest person. I don't lie. When you guys started in 2016, we were busy drinking, dancing, calling you Bamenda, anglophone. Oh, ce sont les anglophones, ils ne savent pas quoi dire. Ils vont se calmer là-bas. Especially those in Yaoundé. We didn't follow you. And today, we can see for ourselves that you are the one. You saw it coming. But we were so blind. We thought there was a way to communicate with these people. But trust me, what you did is the right thing to do. Sorry, I swear to God, you Anglophone people, you are, I don't know, it's a blessing for this country to have you. Because what you can see, what an Anglophone person can see, seated, Francophone man go stand, you know go see. You know the lie. This one, not pure truth. You guys, you have eyes. You wanted to escape from this nonsense long time ago, but we did not follow you. Because if we have followed, things would have been different. We didn't. We are cows. All of us, we are cowards because we are scared. This is Francophone people. We talk too much. We are scared. We can't really do anything without somebody calling himself God, God of heaven, the King of kings, the mighty God of humanity, or Biya. Yes, respect to you, my Anglophone people. Yes. Now, it's too late now. We are waking up. It might be too late now because if we followed your struggle long time ago. Yes, sometimes I don't blame some of you guys who think that we Francophone people, we are on. It's not possible to trust Francophone people. Yes, I've heard some of my Anglophone people say this in some conversation. You are right, because some of us, see how Pobia they play with them over there, and some of you too. Look at your musicians. Oh, Mr. Leo, all these people. Are they different from us? They are not different. So to you all my Anglophone people who are fighting, Northwest, Southwest,